Hi, I'm Big Josh.
And I'm Little Josh.
And welcome back to the Breaking Beard podcast. We had a lot of complaints last week that we did not release one, yet to this week we are doing one which I've been looking forward to for a long time. We have the right-hand side of cameraman, Mr. Josh Blewett.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Are you nervous?
I'm very nervous. Yeah, I'm not used to this. Can you tell? I'm nervous.
Have you done a podcast before?
Years ago, you in lockdown.
That don't count. That's not real, is it?
No,
this is a real podcast.
About 5 years. And I was nervous then. So.
I'm excited for this. So Josh Blewett successfully had a baby boy a couple of weeks ago. He's now back in the studio, back in the office. So we're going to find out some of the fathering fails. The first question I want to pose to you before we do YouTube comments: did you get the net out and scoop some poo?
I did not, Josh. We didn't get that far, unfortunately. We did not get in the pool.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we did not get
no spoilers, No spoilers.
Hold it there.
YouTube comments.
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
Did Sunita find that real funny, or was she offended by it when we put it out, by the way?
I told her today. She's always like, but why is it that bad that you're being here? Like, it just doesn't matter. No one else wants to do that. No other lad wants to do that. So.
First comment from Stu. Terrible yet extremely entertaining podcast yet again.
Thanks, Stu. I appreciate that. It's funny, actually. We made it to the BeardMeatsFood Reddit this week. One of the posts was, no podcast this week. So, for all the complaints that we get on a regular basis, when it's not there, people are sad.
Yeah, I actually like it. Next one from Plasma Fields. Every time I watch one of these, I always walk away with sympathy for George's search history. I hope you at least give him a company phone to look this stuff up.
There was something bad that actually look up last time, wasn't there?
There is every week, mate. Every week it's like, how far is the world record for like jizz distance?
Yeah, I went to a family barbecue and my dad said that my mum would have seen that part of the podcast.
God.
So on one of the previous ones, me and Adam were talking about like jizz racing, and then there's one for like how far like jizz can fire, because Adam said they had a really strong like distance.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Well, you know him. Never back down to a challenge. He's like, yeah.
He said one time he got it in his beard.
Nice. Explains why it's so soft.
Next comment from Simon Lane. Distance jizzing, and you claim your podcast is terrible. You have me howling with laughter every Sunday.
That is the funniest thing when you look on the comments and you see quotes, because like I've got no recollection of what we speak about.
As soon as we leave that room,
it's done.
It's gone.
Like we carry on with us, like we're the busiest people, and we'll just carry on. We go and actually have to do real work.
This is like a normal day anyway, isn't it? But this is just on a podcast. Like this is our everyday life talking like this.
I mean, if we had a microphone next door, like we wouldn't even have a business, mate.
We have to shut it down. It'd take a lot.
Danielle's proper, like she's like, you need to tone it in because I'm not PC at all.
When I explain Josh to my friends, I always say he's on the borderline of banter with the boys. He's always borderline.
Yeah, I like to just test where the line is. Even with clients, actually. Carry on.
Last comment from Thirsty Bull. I don't understand the amount of negative comments your podcast gets. Why would you waste your time watching or listening if you don't like the content? I love the humour and the banter between you guys. You've become part of my Sunday routine, and I look forward to it every week. Keep it up.
Who's that from?
The Thirsty Bull.
Thanks, the Thirsty Bull. Wise man. If you don't, I mean, I imagine that about 60% of the audience has tuned out at this point because Adam's not here. But for those that have stayed to this point, appreciate it. We're in for a fucking ride.
Yeah.
Joshua, how are you doing, mate? Like, you've just had a baby 2 weeks ago. You took none of our advice as far as like resting and getting ready for it.
Yeah.
Because you've been renovating your house for how long? About 2 years?
I wouldn't call it resting. I ended up doing what I call nesting, which is where you get your entire house ready for a baby. And I decided to rip a kitchen out about 5 weeks before the baby was born.
Yeah.
Tried to do a lot of it on myself. Failed. Had to get someone in, but then I had to do the tiling, and I actually didn't finish it in time. And then the baby was coming out, and on the day that it was born, it was about 11 o'clock. I think it'd been out of the womb for about 4 hours. And I said to Sunita, I'm going to nip home now and finish the tiles. So
you're mental.
Yeah.
I remember we went down to the film at where did we go down to Yeovil? Went down to Yeovil, and that was the night that she started to go into labour on it. And we did a full day down there, and you'd spent all day tiling your house. You were like, I'm absolutely knackered. Mm-hmm. And instead she had to be induced or whatever that night.
Yeah, it's what I'm going to call it, a balloon. Stick it in the stick it up. Yeah. It's I tell you what, women go through some stuff.
Mate, it's unbelievable.
Oh my
isn't it?
God, I am so thankful I'm a man. Like, I think if I was a woman, I would never go pregnant. I would never do it.
That would just die off as a civilization.
Oh, yeah. We can't withstand the pain.
You know what's more mental? They'll do it again.
I know.
They'll go through that again.
I think she's already talking about it. She's like, it wasn't that bad. She's like, the contractions are bad, but the C-section, it's like, it's not that bad, is it? But it's obviously, it's the pain afterwards. It's
Yeah, but you were in labour for like 2 or 3 days, weren't you? Before you eventually
It felt like 3 days, but I think, yeah, it were about 2 days. I'd spent 2 nights in the hospital, which were fun. Yeah, I had a couple at the side of us in the room to the side, like
behind the curtain,
behind the curtain, and they didn't have a baby for some reason, but we'd had our baby at this point because we had to stay in 24 hours doing a C-section.
Their baby was still to come.
And their baby was still to go. I don't know why they was in that room, but every time the baby cried, there was tutting, there was like getting really annoyed, and I was like, oh my god, this is so stressful. But the kid like would not stop crying. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like first time dad. Nearly started scrapping and thought I can't be scrapping here. I'll get kicked out. And,
yeah, there's some right dickheads, mate. When you're in there, there's like people on the phone fucking any time at night.
Oh yeah, I had a chav as well. Like he was like across from me, he's like, "All right, mate, have you seen this? It's me baby, it's me new baby girl." And other lads like, "Mate, it looks fucking like you, mate." And I'm like, "Oh my god!"
You're in a room the size of this, George, and there might be 8 women. So that them women have got a partner. Possibly, and then they've got a baby or 2 coming out of them,
and possibly a mother-in-law as well.
Yeah, so at that point, there's I don't know. Imagine there being like 20 odd people in a room this size with just curtains. That's all you've got. There's no dignity. There's no like.
Yeah, that is pretty brutal.
You might get your baby to sleep, then they'll wake up the next baby.
There's nipples everywhere. Aren't there?
You're a nipple, mate.
Yeah.
So it is actually brutal. Is the whole thing. So obviously you had a C-section, which will have been chaos. That's mental, innit? Been in the room for that.
I literally had about 2 hour kip on floor on a towel. You told me how bad it was going to be, and the chair was horrendous. I'm not sleeping on that. I sleep on cold floor instead. Woke up about 6 a.m. and I heard doctor saying, "Look, it's not going to come out the normal way. We're going to have to do a C-section." And she just looked at me and said, "Josh, are you coming in?" I was like, "Yep." And she's like, "You're going to have to wear this blue suit." So I like grabbed the blue suit.
It's not a suit, mate, like scrubs. Like.
Yeah, it's like a boiler suit almost, isn't it? Like, I don't know what it is, to be fair, but I was so tired. Put that on in the bathroom. Next minute, 5 minutes later, there's a baby in my hands. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a dad now. Like, this is crazy. But
how did it feel?
Unbelievable, obviously. And I didn't expect to, but I did actually cry. I cried quite a bit actually. It was a magical moment.
Oh, that's nice, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, the crying's probably due to like sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? When Josh was like, "Oh, when we come home with baby, I can't wait just to get a good night's sleep and just relax," you know.
Yeah, that was because I'd not slept much beforehand. I thought at least when I have the baby, I'll just sleep with it in my arms, which you can't do, can you? Cause
no, it's unsafe.
Really unsafe. And they just don't sleep in cots straight away because they just want to be in their mum's arms. So, oh my God, I said this to you earlier, Josh, but like when you have a baby, you think at some point you're going to get a bit of a relaxed time, but that's never going to come, is it? Like in the realization that there's going to be no relaxing.
Yeah, there's no time to like rest. You know, when we come back from like trips to abroad, and all you'll probably just come back and you'll be like, I'm shattered. I'm just going to sit on the couch for a bit. I'm going to watch some Netflix. When I come walk through that door, until the kids are asleep, it's fucking chaos, mate.
Yeah.
So like we might travel for hours and hours and hours. We're probably hungover. We've filmed for 4 days straight.
Definitely hungover.
And then they're just basically on you straight away. And you're like, all I want to do is just lay down, and they've got no chill, man. And it gets worse because as they get bigger, they're just like
it gets harder,
less naps, so they're just more hyper.
It's made me think I may never go drinking again.
See,
I don't fancy having a hangover.
Yeah,
but then Adam might kick me off the shoots.
You've been kicked off anyway. We've got Tom.
I know.
Tom's passed his apprenticeship.
I'm surprised Tom's not on podcast. Actually, he's taking my seat. Takes everything else.
Why have you come dressed as me today, anyway?
I mean, this is the filmmaker's gear, isn't it? Like you wear a black t-shirt and grey shorts or blue shorts if you're me sometimes. But I thought if I'm on podcast, I might as well come and look like Josh Gudgeon. So just need to get my hair dyed blonde.
George, have you got any questions for Josh regarding his life as a new dad?
Yeah, we've got a few questions sort of put together. So I wanted to know, like, has your perspective on your own parents changed since now you've become a parent?
Yeah, I suppose it has. Yeah, I mean, you have a better understanding of how your parents feel towards you, don't you? Because you now feel it towards another human being, and it's something that you'll never feel unless you have a kid, isn't it? So now I've got a kid, I totally understand more from my sort of parents' perspectives now, and how they sort of feel towards me. But that's about it, really. What do you say, Josh? It's,
Yeah, I mean, like no one can. I tried to explain to you what it's like, didn't I? I will try. I remember when we were driving back from one of the shoots, and I'm trying to explain to you like how much you might love this kid, or like how much you'd want to protect it, and it's like you can't even describe it. So and like if I try to describe that to Adam, you can't. He thinks he can fathom it, but he can't. Or
No.
you know, like
I mean, I thought I could fathom it, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you could. And until they like sound like they're going to choke for 5 seconds, you don't realise how much you love that child.
wait until you fucking drop it. Like it's nailed on, mate. I've like both of mine already like fell off the bed. So like Tilly did it, then Emily did it. Like,
Well, hopefully, I'm going to learn from your mistakes. And,
no, you won't.
yeah.
It happens to everybody. That's why we've got the father in fail section, because it just literally like it's going to happen. The baby is going to it'll fall off the sofa,
Scream its head off.
Yeah,
A&E.
Yeah, something's going to happen. You're going to be like, right. Like last night, I walked through the door last night. Danielle's saying, "No, Tilly said she feels a bit poorly." I'm like, "All right, okay." 30 seconds later, she like projectile vomits all over the carpet in the living room. I'm like, for fuck's sake. I told George this morning, George's like, hey, I thought kids grow out of that. I'm like, nah, like when they're poorly, they just like, they just go.
And they're at that age where they're probably not lying as well. Like when you get to a teenage years, you lie all the time, don't you?
Yeah,
Like, my head's feeling a bit up, mum, I want to have a few days off school. But like at that age, like I'm ill, it means I'm ill, and they throw up everywhere.
Yeah. So that was my night last night, mate.
At least I've got all that to come. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm at the newborn stage, and then Sunita's sisters, they've got like the toddler stage, and they're like, you've got all this to come yet, and it's like puke all over bed, puke all over the floor. And I'm just like, oh my god,
Mate, it's gonna get way harder. And you didn't know you were having, like obviously you didn't know what you were gonna have, did you?
I had no idea. No, I thought we were gonna have a girl because you lot have all had girls, and one of my closest mates, he knew we were having a boy, so I was like, and he lives literally around the corner from me. I thought, please God, have a boy, so at least they can be mates. And everyone, at one bit I thought I'm gonna have a girl, and all my mates were like, oh, that means his boy's going to date your girl and all this lot. And I thought, oh, please God. When you've got a group of boy mates, you do not want that.
Yeah,
so luckily it came out it's a boy, so hopefully they're going to play football together. Dream scenario, I suppose, that one.
What's been like the biggest surprise about being a dad so far? Like one thing you didn't expect?
To feel the amount of love that you feel for someone else, like, it's on another level, absolutely on another level. And when you see him smile at you, oh God, it's such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. One thing that surprises me though is that they seem to always be sick. Like you'll be 2 minutes away from about to leave the house. You've got everything packed. You've got them in like a nice outfit, like your half outfit day, and then they'll puke or shit everywhere, and you're just like, oh my God. And you're like, you're gonna be late as well. There's a deadline to get to, and you're just like, oh, for God's sake, you got to change them. It's just a nightmare. Doing nappies, I don't think anyone explains how hard that is, but chuffing hell, changing nappies all the time. When they're wriggling as well, like they wriggle everywhere, like it's so hard.
Mate, you ain't got a fucking clue. It's a newborn baby. Like, wait till he's grown up a bit and he's a bit stronger.
Yeah.
All the crawling, nightmare, mate.
Putting their arms through clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. That's surprising. I thought that'd be easy. Oh my God. It's
Explosive shits as well up the back, straight up back of the neck. Like, you can have that.
hard. Have you had it where you open nappy up and you're like wiping ass and it keeps coming out like toothpaste? And you're like, oh my God, stop. It just keeps coming out. Like, chuffing hell.
Oh, Jesus.
Like,
At that point, you
come back and need another nappy.
You just put it back up, mate.
Just leave it. Yeah.
I hope no one's eating the lunch while listening to this. No lunch break at work.
You know, I don't know if this is a bit of a weird one. You might have to cut this one. Is it weird? Shall I say it?
Just say it.
I wasn't expecting ball sacks on babies to be so fucking big. Like when you're cleaning the nappies and that, you haven't hold the ball sacks up for that. Like what the fuck? Like it's actually hard. Like cleaning a boy baby's nappy. You know what I mean? There's too many dangling bits all over the place.
Just peeling up the ball sack.
Yeah,
Why?
honest to God, it's well hard. And also like there's a penis as well, so wee just goes everywhere. Like you're literally like dodging piss when you're trying to dodge it.
Are you not supposed to just like point it down?
Yeah, when you put the nappy back on.
Oh, you point it, right, okay.
Yeah, you put it down and then put nappy back on. But when you pull it off, you have no idea where it's pointing, do you?
So it's just going to wee and then it'll go wherever?
It just goes everywhere. Yeah, I had it the other day. It went all over my bed and I just put new bedding on. I was like, oh, just about to go to bed. I was absolutely like, we had a job at first, like my first day back at work. I was like, come on, mate, let me have a rest.
There's no rest, mate. Look, just for context as well, everybody watching, Josh is only 30 years old. Look at his face, like... Let's get a freeze frame of that because you're going to look about 40 in about 6 months.
I feel 40 already, mate. My body does anyway. I decided it was a good idea as well to start going back to gym as soon as I started back at work.
That's the most mental thing, mate.
And I can't believe how much I ache. I don't know if that's down to being 30 or the lack of sleep, but Jesus Christ.
Just imagine how little recovery your body's getting.
Yeah.
Like, you're not sleeping.
Oh,
How many times did you get woken up last night?
Well, I got a whoop band just before it, didn't I?
I said fucking burn that.
Sacked
mate.
that off. Yeah. It just basically I was dying on that.
It's like, that's why I take this off. You know, the sports watch when we go to go abroad.
Go away with Adam. Yeah.
It literally it tells me I'm going to die. So I'm like, I can't face it. It's just bad for morale on a morning.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, yeah. I just had to take it off and send it back. It was a trial anyway, so thank God.
Any more questions, Georgie boy?
What was one thing that you thought would be harder than it actually is? Is there anything that's easier than you thought?
That's a good
What's
question.
harder than it actually is? Probably the relaxing side. I actually thought that like I'd be able to just grab him as asleep and just chill and watch TV or something, but that just never happens. Like it might be asleep for like 20 minutes and you're trying to get through a TV series and he'll wake up and then you've got to guess what it is that's wrong with him. Like, you know, does he need feeding? Does he need burping?
Yeah, but I mean, at that stage, man, it's a fucking toddler. It's only 3 things, isn't it? It's like they're hungry, they've shit themselves. Like,
sometimes you think, oh, I've burped him, it can't be that. But it turns out it's that.
burping,
And it's like, and he's burping even more. And you're like, chuffing hell, mate. I'll tell you what, I've had to put him on different, what they call it now, teat.
what?
There's like different style of teats, isn't there? This one comes out a bit more. I was like, chuffing hell, he just loves, he drinks so fast. He's like me, he eats fast. I'm starting a channel, you know what I mean?
What's like a parenting myth that you've already found isn't true?
Parenting myth.
Ooh.
You've told me some stuff, haven't you? Probably.
I've not told you any myths. Like any.
Can you think of any myths off the top of your head?
What would be an example of a myth, George?
I mean, like, people have different parenting methods, don't they? And people like warn you about, oh, wait until this happens.
Yeah.
For some people, it's not always as bad. Like they say, oh, like terrible 2s, but they might not come to like the 4.
Yeah, that happened to
I mean,
us.
this is probably more for the ladies that are listening, but like, I don't think anyone ever tells
The
you.
one that is.
Yeah, maybe the one lady that may be listening to this, but like, people don't tell you how hard breastfeeding is. Like, it comes across like it's this natural thing, and it couldn't be further from truth. Like, chuffing hell, like, it seems so hard, and I was just like, I need to sack this off, please. Sack this off, it's well hard. Let's just get on that bottle. If you put 5 babies on the side of each other, you're not going to go, oh, that one's breastfed and that one's not. So I thought, let's just let them up bottle and I can help out, you know what I mean? Although I'm kind of regretting that now. Get back on breasts.
What was it sort of like then, like when you came back with the baby, like first night or first week or so? Like, what was that?
He had
like,
a fucking doddle because his missus she's Indian, so like Indian families, they all muck in together. More so than like a traditional like British family would.
So if you just had a house full of
listen
people.
to this. Listen to what it was like for his house.
Oh yeah. So apart from the fact, if it wasn't for the fact we did breastfeeding, it would have been even easier. But like the breastfeeding, we didn't realise at the time that he wasn't latching because there's some sort of tongue tie or whatever. Anyway, but we had Sunita's auntie and her sister with us. So they were in a spare room, and any time that like it just got too much, like say baby woke up too many times, which it did first week because he was breastfeeding, and our auntie would come in and go, "Come on, guys, I'll take him for a bit and let you have some rest." So like, oh God, what a rest! It was so nice, honestly, it was so nice. So we're so lucky to have that. To be fair,
And her grandma were there, wasn't she, cooking food?
her grandma came every day, made us some unbelievable food. Hence why I put on a few stone. Hence why I also thought I need to get myself back to the gym. But yeah, she cooked every day. Her auntie basically stayed literally night and day. Helped us do all washing and everything. Like, you know, it's pretty good, that, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially after she's had a C-section, like Sunita can't move for like a week, can she?
I know, and I kept telling everyone I've got PTSD from it. And like, fucking hell, mate! Like, you didn't go through C-section and do all this, but people, bloody hell, it's hard for a bloke, innit? You got to tap the shoulder and that when they go through contractions and like. Honestly, so Sunita's going through contractions at one bit. Sorry, I'm going a bit off on a bit of a spiel here. But Sunita's going through contractions. It must have lasted about 4 hours. It was horrendous. It did not stop. But they kept coming in saying, "Do you want a cup of tea?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll have a cup of tea." You know what I'm like? I love a good cup of tea. So a cup of tea comes, and every time I go to grab my cup of tea, contraction starts again. I was like, fuck's sake, my tea's going cold here. So I'm like trying to grab tea, tap her on the shoulder and trying to do, both. But
I thought it were going to be porridge, not tea.
Yeah. I changed it to tea on this one.
Porridge that got you in this situation.
It definitely was. But yeah, every time I have my cup of tea, it was cold. So cheers, Sunita.
That'll be the rest of your life now, mate.
That is.
Yeah.
Every time Sunita brings me a cup of tea, I'm always sat with baby and I can't drink the tea at the same time because I'm too scared of pouring boiling hot water on his head.
We also put it to the Instagram audience to find out what some of the fathering fails or advice might be. And we got a surprising amount of submissions.
Yeah.
So I'll let George read a few out.
Gary Dawson says, never buy cheap nappies. You will regret it.
Oh, shit. I've already started with Aldi ones, like 75p or something.
Mate, it gets expensive.
I suppose if you're buying them all the time, yeah.
Yeah, but you're going through like wipes,
Yeah.
nappies, formula. You need to start working more, mate.
I know.
Adam, come back, lad. We need to do some.
Well, I can't get on Pampers. I'm not at Adam's wage. You know what I mean? Flipping hell, I'm on Aldi wage, B.
Tony Watson says, have there been any fathering fails yet? Drop the baby trying to eat porridge, for example.
We'll maybe come back to that one in a few months' time once everything's healed.
It may be a mistake to order a pizza during the labour. The nurse wasn't happy. Tasty, though. From Gola Chab.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a pizza, but I did have a foot-long Subway whilst in it. It was sat there on epidural.
Really?
Sat there scratching away. I do feel a bit bad, but I thought maybe she's not allowed to eat, so I didn't offer one.
Quite possibly, yeah.
She'd ask me afterwards, when you were eating that Subway, why weren't I allowed one? Because no one said I couldn't eat. And I was like, I think I just lied about it. No, I think they did.
Yeah, you were supposed to share. You were supposed to share that foot-long Subway.
Yeah, scram that. Her auntie gave me that as well, so another tip of why you should bring family. It's a good Subway.
Sister Beard says, don't drop them down the stairs and simultaneously shit yourself.
That sounds something like Sister Beard would do.
Have you not heard that story?
Yeah, it's on the podcast.
Yeah. She literally she was holding her baby at the time, wasn't she? Fell down the stairs and shit her pants straight down the fucking. So they pooed all the way down the stairs.
I'm going to say it's like a brother, that, isn't it? They both seem like to shit the pants. Cheers.
Megan Davies says, point the penis down.
Yeah, that's a great tip. It's something I always forget to do. And then when I open it up and he pisses everywhere, I'm like, fuck, I should have put his penis down. But it just, it feels a bit weird pointing my son's penis to the floor.
Ilona Anna says, also, take pictures every day. You forget how little they were and what they used to look like.
No, it's very true. I feel like my photos on my phone now, it's just literally so many photos of my son. But in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, actually 3 weeks yesterday, it's mad the size difference.
Big, yeah.
He's put some right size on.
Yeah.
I tell you what, his neck muscles, fucking hell, he's like, move it neck on. I'm like, mate, calm down. It's got time.
Doing reps. You do feel it is mad how quickly they change because you don't see it every day. You look at a picture like, whoa, what's going on there?
It's filled out so much. But yeah, it's so true to just, take as many photos as possible.
How is this? She's 10 months old now. 10 months tomorrow, and we had the 9-month checkup thing or whatever, and apparently she's in the 70th centile, so she's super tall.
You need to get yours into tennis or something.
Next one from Scunny Paxo. Bottle of whiskey hidden in the toilet cistern for crucial times.
What did I have? I had what's the cream one called? A Bailey's. I had some Bailey's the other day, and I've had it in the bottom of the fridge for ages. And every now and again, I'll just get out and have a little tipple and just neck that because Bailey's is so tasty.
Yeah.
It's pretty fattening if you're on a training regime, but it's pretty banging. His Bailey on that. Bailey's
Like you said, it ain't worth it having a drink, man. When you've got a baby,
just a taste.
C. Myers says, just had our first 3 weeks ago. What's the trick in getting them back to bed after a 4 a.m. feed?
What's the trick? Ooh, I mean, Josh is more the expert than I am.
More equipped, yeah.
What I'd do is grab him and then pass him to Sunita and get back in bed.
I think what we did when we feed the babies, sit them up for 20 minutes afterwards so they can properly burp and properly settle.
Helps them not be sick as well.
Yeah.
But just making sure it's dark as well, we've found, and also we tried not to talk to him too much through night. Apparently, he's trying to differentiate.
Yeah.
The difference between night and day. So not talking to him as much and helping and keeping it quite dark is
dark, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
And cool's pretty hard. If they've had it 3 weeks ago, it's obviously like me. It's been absolutely roasted.
Mate,
so
the weather's been amazing, hasn't it?
Yeah.
This last few weeks.
Not for him. He's been in nappy and sweating. Bless him.
Chef Rick says, be your kid's best friend. Learn all his favourite things: colour, song, movie, food.
I feel like you haven't got a choice. If you live with them and actually speak to them, And they go through phases, man. Every year's different. I think year 1 for us was like Elmo. Year 2 were fucking Peppa Pig. Year 3 was like...
That's like one thing for me that I've always like struggled with when they're of a certain age where they're not fully developed yet, but they can kind of talk, but like it's kind of gibberish.
Yeah.
How do you talk to them? Like,
I think
because obviously like you're talking that baby voice, don't you, to them and stuff.
Yeah.
But how do you actually like communicate with them?
I think it's different because like if it's your kid, you just got away with them. But when it's someone else's kid, like for me, like if it's nieces and nephews, I feel like a bit of an idiot. You know what I mean? When you're talking, but when it's your own kid, you don't care.
Yeah, but when you've had a kid, you then know what to do. Before having a kid, I could not even. Yeah, you and I have been saying I didn't even know what to do. But like after having a kid, you realise if you just interact with them, so like you just talk, you play with their toys with them, like whoa, what's this, and they'll tell you, and it might just be fucking gibberish, and you're like, yeah, wow, that's so cool. Has you got like a fucking unicorn? Oh, has he got a blue mane? Wow.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I'm like with Josh's kid. I'm like, unicorns. Oh, unicorns are ace.
Unicorns. Everything's just pink and unicorns at the minute. Oh,
I babysat someone's kid once, and they were like,
just someone, just the random
a mate's
street.
kid, and I was like talking to it. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. That whoa, that's really good. And they're just like not interested in anything I'm saying. Like they're just totally doing their own thing, like fucking whatever, mate.
Yeah.
Like, that's how kids are, isn't it? But I think it's a really good excuse when you've got a kid, no matter what age. I'm saying no matter what age because I'm at this stage now. But I'm like, I'm going to stick the Disney Channel on, and watch like Moana and Encanto. Have you seen Encanto?
Yeah, sick, innit?
What a film!
You can like bond over like child films.
You know what, mate? Like one of my mates, he's had a kid since he was like 20. He's got 3 kids now. I don't know how he's done it, but I always feel bad for him now because none of the other lads have had kids. So for years he's had kids, and everyone's like, "How's your kid, mate?" And he starts talking about it, and then you're like, "All right, now bored of that conversation." You don't have anything to bounce off it. But now he's got mates that have got kids, so you can like actually have a conversation like, "How good's Encanto? How hard is it doing a nappy up, and like what colour's your baby's poo?
What colour's your Bugatti?
One of the lads that I played rugby with, he had 2 kids to 2 different girls before he were 18, man.
Jesus.
And so like his kids now, obviously we're how far on are we?
Maybe like 12.
Yeah, like
12,
they're like
14.
teenagers, mate.
Yeah, wow.
They're practically grown up. So like I look back now and I think we didn't give a fuck that he had kids, you know what I mean? Like there was no way we could relate to him. He was still a kid himself.
Oh,
It's absolutely mental. Bless him.
That's it for the questions, really.
Yeah, well, we wanted also to do a little expose on this podcast of what it's actually like to work with BeardMeatsFood. You wanted to. Have you got any sort of stories that you wanted to share with us or any experiences?
Adam, he's, as you all probably know, after watching this podcast for a number of years, is very, very hard to please. Isn't it? Like, God, he's hard to please. I suppose we're going a bit off track, but not just like the stuff that we do when we go out with him. It's like the music videos and everything. And it's so hard. Like there'll be times where me and Josh go, "Oh, that looks ace. He's going to love this." And we sit down, we're so buzzing for him to see it. And he'll sit down and go, "That's fucking shit." And you've spent weeks on it, and it's so hard to like please that man.
He won't say it's shit. It's just like because he's got he might have his own. We're all independently have got his own vision of what something should or could be. A good example would be the Grab the Mince Pies music video.
Yeah.
So we did a cut of that, and it was, we think, a lot better than the cut that went.
I think we come from that more storytelling background, whereas he comes from like he knows what his audience is.
Yeah. But like that one in particular, we spent so long on that, and we had to rush through it to get it done because it was lastminute.com like every year.
Yeah.
And he came in and we literally pressed play, and within 4 seconds, he's like, "Stop there." And you're going like nothing. How the fuck can we be stopping now? Like, can we not just do one
I think we got
pass?
2 shots in. But at this point, to be fair, Adam said to me, he's like, "Josh, I want you to tell the story at the beginning." Like, he's like, "You can take as long as you want on the beginning." So I'm like, "Okay, so I'll let these shots take a bit longer than they should." Yeah. And he's like, "Nah, it needs to be faster." I'm like, oh. But, at the end of the day, he's got 5 million YouTube subscribers, so he knows what he's doing, doesn't he? So I have to take a back seat on that one.
I think that was my mistake though. For probably 3 or 4 years of it, were 3 years of it. I treat him like a client, as in, right, I'll take the lead into the point where we deliver it, and then at delivery he can then input.
Yeah.
But he he's too much of a micromanager. So this past year, I was like, you're fucking sitting on the edit, mate.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
even though you're paying us, you're sitting next to the editor and you're going through.
And it just works so much easier.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
because it's fucking impossible, and like you try to treat it like it just doesn't work. So you're in the mix with us, mate. And he prefers it.
No,
like,
yeah,
when it comes
to
into
he secretly loves coming to office as well. He won't say it, but you
Yeah.
think he does.
I think he should more often, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah.
he might be though when he comes back. He's
He should just come in and just edit his own videos from here or something like that.
I mean, it'd be better for him. I don't know if it'd be better for us. To be in the office.
The last time I thought that, but the last time he came in, it was actually sound.
yeah, when he did a full day's work.
Yeah,
that was quite funny.
But he was like you know what he's like. Sometimes he comes in, he's a bit cantankerous and grumpy, and
Yeah.
like he was absolutely fine. I think being in everyone's company,
Yeah, yeah.
having everyone to just chat to and whatever, and have a laugh with.
Yeah.
He's like sound.
Chats to Tom about golf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
How good he is at
whatever
it.
Adam talks about, he's a pro at.
yeah.
He might not have played golf for years, but he's a pro at it. You know what I mean? Chuffing. I've
you
done
can
it.
see that on that fucking video he put out. Everything, what he was saying to Tom, and he's like, it's wrong. And Tom just like pings it, just sweet as a nut. And you go, you don't know, mate. Tom must have watched 4 million YouTube
my
videos.
God. And you've watched some of them, haven't you? And you watched it and said to Tom, I've seen them videos and you were doing it right, Tom. And Adam's chatting.
And he's going, nah.
Yeah, it's honest to God. But I suppose every job we do with Adam it's like going on a stag do, innit? Like I feel like every job we go abroad, I feel like I'm off on another stag do. Like I almost feel like I can't tell Sunita I'm off to work because I feel like I'm not off to work. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just in a nightclub with boys again." So I'm just having a social bar and a few too many shots or whatever it is we're having. No, not whiskey shots. Like
Mate, when we went to that one in Prague, we went from Prague to Germany and went to that nightclub again in Germany.
Yeah, yeah.
Across the road from that, we went to this one and it was the most dirty German techno nightclub, and it was 35 degrees, mate, and it hit you like a brick wall. It smelled like beer and farts, and it was 200 beats per minute music. And then we went down. I'm like, this is too much for me. So the girl that we were with, that was like Philip's friend who was sort of taking us round, she was like, "Oh, let's go downstairs to the nightclub."
Cooler.
Mate, it wasn't cooler. We went downstairs and it went up to like 300 beats per minute. There was like fog everywhere, like smoke, and it was like Blade. You seen
that
Blade?
sounds like your worst nightmare.
Yeah, I was like, this is too much for me. It's like Germans fucking. I'm like, fuck this. And then we went back to the normal bar, which I want them to play like Sum 41, and they were playing fucking Sean Paul.
Yeah.
We were there till about 2:00 in the morning, and I just said to Adam, because we drank all day, and I didn't my limit. I'm like, I can't drink anymore.
Drank all day. Chuffing. I meant to be filming it.
I'm like, I can't fucking do it anymore. Fuck this, I'm out. So Adam's like, don't leave without me. So he texts, I went outside, he texts me. And we left, and he asked Tom, he's like, "Tom, you coming?" Tom's like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay." It's like Tom's
enjoying
in shapes in Germany by himself.
We've Philip the German. Nah, I missed out there, didn't I? Unfortunately, but
What we're gonna do for next one? Who we're gonna take?
well, how long is it going to be until we go again, or till you go again?
I reckon it's gonna be probably August.
August.
You reckon you get a pass?
I'll see what Sunita says. Send her back to her families and come out for a few beers with the boys.
The thing is, you'll go and all you want to do is sleep.
Yeah,
and it'll be just as hard as having a baby.
It'll just be you and Adam going out. Oh, that's another thing, isn't it? Like, we go out with Adam, but Adam eats all this food. But because we're in a different country, we want to go eat the traditional food, don't we?
Yeah.
So we always go and eat traditional food. And then what do we do after? We go to dessert menu. We order about 3 or 4 desserts, and we're all there having a bit of each other's, like, chuffing out. I'm surprised we're not
bastards.
fat as fuck.
Over there, we eat like absolute scumbags, mate.
But it is unreal. It almost feels like it doesn't count. Like, like on a weekend, you go, I eat as much as one, it doesn't matter. That's what it feels like when you're there. We must come back a few stone.
Oh, easy, mate. And then we're back on salads. We look all right for his ages, I think. Adam's going to be 40 this week.
I know, it's mad that.
This week.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think Adam's 10 years older than me. It's probably because I look as old as him. Like, but you don't feel like he's 10 years older.
8th of July, Adam turns 40, so he'll absolutely hate it, but everybody DM him, message him. Just spam, get it on Reddit.
So what's been like your favourite place to film in, like on your travels? You've been to Germany like 6 times or whatever, but outside of that maybe, or if that is your favourite.
Favourite place to film?
Or favourite like trip that you've had away
Yeah.
with Adam?
I mean, Amsterdam is one of the biggest memories, although it
wasn't good for you.
Horrible for me. Yeah, I will never do brownies again. I will never do brownies again. Yeah, but apart from that, like, I'm glad I did it because when you think of it as a story, like, it's hilarious now. At the time, I didn't think it was hilarious. But Amsterdam for like I think that probably a bit of a peak, especially seeing Josh on the marijuana. I don't think I've ever seen anyone as paranoid in my life. Like, oh my God. There were like these two 14-year-olds behind us.
I have seen somebody who's that paranoid in my life. You motherfucker.
Yeah. On a brownie about that big.
I had to go get him out of his room. He stood in corner like, I can't move, Josh. I can't move.
Oh my God. I didn't realise at the time, but you get into like a vicious cycle of like paranoia. Then you're happy. Then you're scared. Oh my God. And it just goes over and over and over.
I think like Germany 1 was a unbelievable trip because none of us knew what it was, and we just like spent all like that war like a stag do.
Yeah.
We got some good videos out of it. So Germany 1 was probably a highlight.
Yeah, I mean that probably peaks Amsterdam actually when I think back. Like the amount of drinks we must have had. It was what's his name, wasn't it?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael
barman.
making us all the cocktails. Like I've never drank so many different cocktails in my life. Like it was a bit of an eye opener for me. I'm glad I won't get in bill. That's Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, we spent some money there.
What about the first trip to, what was the place called? The bar?
UMass.
UMass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like I want to one day go back to UMass just to relive it.
We've done it. We actually did do it. We went back
Yeah.
again, and we want the same.
No, it
You
wasn't.
must never go back there.
He wasn't there, was he? Yeah, mate, he wasn't there.
One of the nicest countries to drive through, Switzerland. When we went down to, we did that cordon bleu challenge that never actually made it to
Yeah.
the channel.
Did it never
That's quite funny actually. The amount of videos that we do that never actually see the light of day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's so many. Like there's one in. We went to the biggest mixed martial arts fight in history in Germany, and we filmed a burger challenge. So the idea was that we were going to attach behind the scenes footage of this big MMA event, well, over a year ago.
Yeah.
And then there were a burger challenge, which were all right, actually. But Adam's gone, nah, I can't fucking really. And now Adam looks so different in a year's past because he's put on about fucking 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, you can tell on all his Instagram posts now.
Yeah. That like, he's like, now like, I can't share it. The cordon bleu one was not good enough, so that's not gone out.
It's heartbreaking as a creator sometimes, isn't it? Like you think, oh God, especially like for me getting B-roll and that, you'd be like, oh, I'm well happy with today's shoot. I got some really nice stuff. And then when he's like, oh, actually, I want to delete it all. And you're like, oh, you got to format the card. And you're just like, oh, there's probably best stuff I filmed for his channel and you got to delete it.
But it often gets fully edited. So like there's still 2 left from to the Czech Republic, and I can almost guarantee that neither of those will see the light of day.
That was brutal. That one with ribs in
in Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
Yes, we spoke about this on the podcast before. We went to a place that sells ribs. I won't go into many more. It might still be about that restaurant.
It looks like rubber.
And they're literally like, he got 4 or 5 racks of ribs in. So you've done all the work's done. By the time he starts eating, you've done all the hard work.
Yeah.
You've got there, you've set up, you've filmed all the introductions, you've done all the B-roll, you've done all the interaction with the staff. When he starts eating, you're kind of home and dry at that point.
Yeah.
And the ribs were inedible, weren't they?
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, just to add to that, a lot of the work is prior to him doing the eating, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
we don't getting the B-roll, you're getting all the interview bits of him talking about it. As soon as you sat down, you're like, you're ready, you just need to finish the food and you're done. And we literally, like, must have been over halfway. He's eating his ribs and you just keep saying to him, look, guys, you need to change the way these ribs are coming out. And I could just tell that this is never going to see light of day at this point. I'm just like, oh,
And
do
that
I
was-
just cut now?
That was the only one where he actually just formatted cards and went, we're not even going to, like, because he's like, he walked out, he's like, I can't do it. I'm like, oh shit, what are we going to do?
Like, what's been the best challenge that you filmed in terms of from start to finish? Everything's just gone perfect. Like, interaction's great, the footage looks sick. And then what's been the most disastrous?
The best, I think, is probably the pie challenge in
Oh, God, yeah.
in what's it called?
Black
Salford. Black Friar in Salford. Because it was just like, it all looked perfect.
Yeah.
The challenge was so unique. The staff were amazing. The food was like incredible as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, interactions were great. The B-roll looks really nice. Like, Adam was on point.
Yeah, you were on. Because that's another thing. Like Adam's not on point sometimes. Like if you watch the spaghetti challenge from Belgium, you can tell that he is hanging out of his ass. Like if he's not on point, we're fucked.
And that kind of adds to why that video probably about 7 minutes long. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Because if he's not on point, the story can't
That
carry on.
performed exceptionally.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 of 10 on his channel.
Wow. It's mad, isn't it? Because we all thought that was terrible.
Such a good edit.
And the worst challenge, did you say?
Like, the most disastrous.
Oh, well, go on. What's your favourite challenge?
Maybe not that it's been deleted, but like,
You know,
it's just not gone well.
I mean, the Black Friar is probably one of the top ones, isn't it? I mean, the Ben Foster one was class, wasn't it? Like,
that would be my second pick as well.
That was such a good day, wasn't it? Like, for all of us, like, filming with Ben, going to like a football stadium. Obviously, I'm a football fan, so going to a football stadium and filming at the Mansfield ground. That comes with a good side and a bad side for me, because I filmed it so much B-roll, and then I filmed it in like 50 shutter in slow-mo, and it came to the end and I had to reshoot it all. So everyone were getting off, and now we're like, right, I'm going to go reshoot all this now. But it's part of the job. Like, you make mistakes, and you know.
That's another thing. Like when you think of like roles and responsibilities, and like everyone makes mistakes. Josh, you've made mistakes before.
Yeah.
Because I'm like the sort of head of the production. I'm so wired. Like I literally, like, I'm exhausted after a shoot because Adam turns to me and he's like, right, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? Like, you know, and I've got to try and like sort of coax it out. He'll have an idea of what I want to say, then I'll be like, right, now do it again this way, or try do it this way. And you're thinking on the fly all the time.
Yeah.
Then you're like, right, we need to do staff interactions, think. And then you go, right, Josh, go do fucking B-roll. And I thought, and it's not often I'll come and just sort of look over your shoulder, is it?
No.
And they finished plating it up and they put it on the pass. And I looked at his camera and his settings were wrong. So, because he uses cinema cameras, but he was using this little SLR, basically you've got to double the shutter speed to the frame rate, and he hadn't done it. So I'm like, it will not slow down in post. Like, we can't make it slow motion.
It's a tough one, yeah, going from like a different camera to that. It's so hard to just get my mind to think I need to change it. On the other cameras, you don't have to change this particular setting. So I was just like, oh no, I'm going to have to do all this again. But I shot it again and it was absolutely fine.
But then they prepared the full food challenge.
The whole thing were done. So but at that point,
the Ben Foster one?
Yeah. But at that point, I've got to then go, so staff, like, they're not happy about it, but I'm going to keep the thing moving. I'm like, listen, right, we've made a mistake. After this, you're going to have to make it all again. We'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
And
was
that made and then not eaten, or was that?
No, that's the one they ate. Yeah, they still ate it. They were both ready, but we had to then make another 2 plates.
But I ate it for my lunch, so it was all good.
But then, like, for me, I go in there, I'm absolutely fucking wired. And I see that, so I'm like, fuck, right. Problem, solution, right? So that's the solution, right? We move on. You got to come outside. Then Adam's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Nothing." You know, I'm there, right, do this, do that.
Can't know.
And you got Ben Foster and his crew looking at you, going, "Right, well, what's next?"
Yeah.
And then the weirdest part, which is when you're in a room full of people like that and you're leading the shoot. Not only have you got like all the staff and you've got the crew, and then you've got like the talent, which would be Ben and Adam. You've got all the punters, and everybody's looking at me, and that's where you've got to like be proper. Steadfast with like your decisions to say either slow down, stop, or just wait. And you've got to be so like, it's brutal, but you've got to be like, no, right, everybody like stop, right, okay. And I'll go through settings with Josh. I'll be like, right, 25 frames, 50 shutter, ISOs at this, white balance,
and
then I've got
silent in.
So it's just noise to people. But like I've got to go through my little checklist in my head, because if we make one mistake, we lose it all, don't we?
Yeah, especially at that part where we're doing the actual food.
Yeah,
bit. Like, it has to be perfect.
And then I'll call like, right, roll cameras, you know, and then roll cameras until I call cut. Like that's another thing.
On that particular day, you'd just done podcasts with Ben, hadn't you? Me and Tom went down, so we needed to make sure we got all the drone stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and then I had to go into meet all the people in the what do you call it? A bar? What do you call it?
It was a bar, wasn't it? Like a bar restaurant.
Like a bar restaurant thing. So then I'm trying to find a setting that I'm hoping that Josh and Adam are going to be happy with. So I'm getting all the cameras set for that, making sure that the chefs are all happy with me to film them and everything. So you're getting all these different cameras ready, and then you've got to wait for you guys to arrive. So as soon as you guys arrive, we've got to then film that as well. So you've got so many different things in your head, but people don't think of that when you're watching the film.
It's even like doing the podcast before. Obviously, like when we did same with James Smith and Paul, everybody, I'm hosting a podcast. So I have to do you do loads of prep, loads of get questions ready. You're on it for an hour and a half, just talking and trying to be entertained and not fuck up. And then as soon as you finish, you still got to stay on it, because you've got to keep him entertained, him entertained, get all the kit together, because we've just used it to film as well. It's fucking savage.
Mentally exhausting. I bet you slept well after that, unless Tilly kept you up.
No, I didn't. You don't rest, mate. Unless you have kids. I'll have to rest when I die.
I'll just come to work and start crying, I think.
What, have we got more questions?
Well, we know like how Adam can be sometimes, and we've talked about how you and him sort of didn't fall out, but had like close to falling out on the pancake boat video. Yeah. Was there ever any times with you, Josh, where tensions have boiled over and you've just gone, "Oh, you're doing my head in today, Adam"?
I'm quite sort of I'm on the lucky side of the camera, I suppose, because like my job's not as interactive with Adam. I'm like doing the B-roll and I'm like the second camera sort of thing. So I kind of sit aside, let them. These guys bicker all the time, like Jesus Christ. Like, they'll bicker about the same conversation every single time I meet him, and it'll go on for 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm not kidding. I have to put my headphones in and just start listening to music because it's like a married couple. So like on that day, I didn't realise that. I just thought it was just these two bickering as normal. Like, so I've just sat there. I couldn't actually move at time because I was squished in this little corner. So probably why B-roll's just really stationary. But I was stuck there. These two are getting up and back and stuff, and then they had a little bit of a bickering about some batteries or something, but I didn't realise it were a full like blown argument at the time, but obviously turns out it was.
All the time I've seen Josh get angry is when he wanted to batter Adam after having too many whiskies. That's like
soft fuckers didn't want to stay out with me for a few days.
If he gets like, I've never seen Josh get angry ever, but after like 3 shots of whiskey.
Not on a golf course, no.
Oh yeah, I'd have got like with us. I've never seen him like with a person. I've never seen it, and you just got a bit fiery after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think what it was is I knew it was probably my last time abroad, and I'm like, at this point anyway, I'm like, it's the last one. Need to go out with a bang, and these two were like, right, we're off to bed. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock, boys. Come on. But yeah, so I kicked off over a few whiskeys and had to apologise. And although I did text Philip and say them two soft cunts went home early, so we're in bed.
What's like the real aftermath of the challenges? Like people ask a lot of the time, like, what is it like for him after the challenge? Like he's like burping, farting.
Oh mate, I mean, like
shitting.
a good example would be the Schnitzel challenge, wasn't it? At the Zum Propeller in Germany.
Yeah, that was a good one actually, with a little airstrip.
Yeah, because we saw. Like, I mean, that it stayed. I think most of it stayed in the edit.
With that guy with cup. And he's like,
But Adam legitimately shit his pants after, like, pretty much in that. It was on the video, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
chucked his pants out window.
the actual toilet window is facing like the front of the building where people actually walk in. And he'd lobbed it out a window, didn't he?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like, he's such a dirty get.
And then, like, you'll get in car with him afterwards, and he's got, I mean, what, 4, 5, 6 pounds of, probably sometimes 10 pounds of food in him, and he's just like, he actually holds it quite well, but he's like, so the first thing he does is goes and buys probably 2 litres of Pepsi Max.
Yeah, this man goes through so much pop. It's mental.
Because
sugar-free, obviously.
It helps him like digest it.
Yeah.
But naturally, like, he's just then full of gas, so he's either going to be farting or burping. It's fucking disgusting, mate. And he might be like, he might
stinks in
regurgitate
car.
a bit of food,
Yeah,
like, spit it
especially
out
like
window.
if you're in a car with him for like 2-3 hours.
And you know the
or
best
whatever,
bit
it's
about
worse.
being in car with these two as well is for some reason they like to not put any music on. Or
That's Adam, that.
That's Adam.
Or put the Apple AirPlay, is it AirPlay?
What, like to play your own music?
Yeah, where you where you put the maps on.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They will not put the maps in the car when we hire them. I'm like, guys, just work it out. It takes 5 minutes. Put it on. They'll sit there with it on their phones. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm like, I feel like with your grandparents, mate. Honest. And they're literally like 2 years older.
I drove last time, so like I had maps. I was in charge of maps music. Like we were all right. And we're in this little
I wasn't there, I missed that one. but,
Machine Gun
Kelly
Kelly
on shuffle.
And we were on autobahn. I think I got 210 kilometers an hour out of like basically a Skoda Fabia.
Glad I wasn't there. I'm petrified of being in like as a passenger sometimes with these lot in cars, and that, especially some of our clients that like to drive ridiculously fast. But yeah, honestly, you sit there in quiet and all you're hearing is him burping and farting and like it stinks, mate. Yeah.
Another one. Do fans of his channel ever sort of like recognise you out in the wild? Like when you're not with Adam?
The only time it's ever been in the wild was on a train where me and Josh literally had our camera gear and someone said, are you BeardMeatsFood cameraman or something like that? And we were both like, and then you said, oh yeah.
No, that one. Yeah, because we'd come. I went to
Coming back from London, yeah.
so
it was in Doctor, I think.
Yeah, but he'd been like, so the guy had been serving us for a couple of hours, and he wanted to. We were getting off the train. They turned to me, didn't he? And he went, "What challenges did you film today, then?"
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, "What?"
So random. It's the first
I'm
time
like,
it's ever
"What?"
happened. Look.
And he's like, "Yeah, you've like BeardMeatsFood's cameraman." I'm like, "Fucking hell, that's it."
Were you on Summit with Adam or were you
No,
on
we were
somewhere
just
else?
we were just there.
The most corporate job we've ever done, I think, together. That one. But yeah, coming back, and I was like, chuffing out. It was a bit surprising that some randomer just recognised us. But the only time it's ever happened, and I can't say it was in the wild, it was when we did his 10-year event in Manchester. So I had people coming up to me going, oh, I recognise you.
Oh, the live
And
show.
Yeah, and people were like waving at me. And I was,
Porridge.
yeah, literally call me porridge. People were waving at me. And I was with my brother at the time. And Tom's going, oh, that lady over there, she's waving at you, mate. And I'm looking, I'm like, she can't be waving at me. Why is she waving at me? I'm just walking around. Like,
Yeah.
And then like, I just look really embarrassed to go red. And I like, wave back and like, they'll look a bit happy and that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And last sort of thing, if there's any like aspiring YouTubers listening, like or filmmakers or anything, Like, what's some advice that you might give?
Start today. Don't wait, is what I'd say. Because the longer you leave it, you'll get to a point where you're 30 years old and you're thinking, why didn't I make that film 10 years ago? Or why didn't I start YouTube 10 years ago? Because look where you could be. You could be Adam with 5 million YouTube subscribers and living the life you want to live, you know what I mean? So
Like, being
start
too
today.
much of a perfectionist and just not doing
Yeah,
anything.
that's me. Like, I always think I want to make it the best it can possibly be. And if you keep with that mentality, you might never get done. So just start.
It's also procrastinating, isn't it? Like, oh, I'll start tomorrow, or I need to like do a bit more research, or I need to learn a bit more about like content create, whatever. Like you're only gonna get better. It's reps. It's just sets and reps in it. It's like going to the gym. You just got to rep it out. You know, you're never going to be good to start with at anything.
Yeah.
And we're still pretty shit now. We've managed to make a career out of it.
Well, I can't believe I'm making a living out of it too far, especially when I get my shutter speed wrong. But yeah.
Sound? Well, should we finish on Fesspit?
Let's finish on a Fesspit.
What are you going to say, Josh?
This podcast, like, it feels like it's been way too like formal to like what you normally come up with. You know, we're talking about jizz flying and that. We're talking about parenthood, like how hard
Well, have you got any
breastfeeding's
jizz
been.
stories?
Yeah,
you
how
want
far
to
can
tell?
you jizz?
It's come towards like my chin, I think, a few times. You know? Is that far?
I can't believe you answered it.
Yeah, I once had some friends at uni, and I don't know if I could cut this one, but yeah, this might be between us. But they used to talk about jizzing, and like you just let it go on your body. But they used to be like, nah, you put tissue over the top of it before it jizzes. And I was like, do you fuck? You clean up afterwards? There you go.
Leave that in.
Have you told the story on the podcast before about the speaker?
The speaker.
Yeah, the Bluetooth speaker.
Fucking hell.
I think I've told the story before on the
That would
podcast.
have been a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out one of my friends, I didn't realise one of my friends had done the exact same thing. We were on a stag do, and they were telling us the other day.
This is a bit of a Fesspit in itself, really.
Yeah, but like, imagine being in a room full of lads.
It's going red.
I mean, I'm not talking about me specifically,
Okay,
but
yeah.
imagine being in a room full of lads. It's basically the same story. But obviously, when you go to toilet and stuff, like you can hear everything, can't you? Shitting and everything. But one of the lads had left his phone on Bluetooth speaker, so they're all listening to music. He'd forgot that he'd left his Spotify on it. Goes in the bathroom thinking, I'll just put Pornhub and have a quick wank. So he puts it up and he's like, I can't hear it. So he starts turning it up and all the lads are just hearing it on balcony as well. And just pure moaning and stuff. And then he realises that he's on his fucking phone connected. And I did basically the same thing without you did. With women in the room.
Oh, God. That's worse.
Yeah, got that.
Give us a Fesspit then, George.
All right. First one. Growing up, my brother always wanted what I had, whether it be toys, food, or girls. Went on a few dates with this gorgeous girl who was giving off red flags, so introduced them, and he was true to form. She's making his life a living hell today. Not sorry.
Red flags. Should have taken note, mate. That's what's got you there. Trust your gut. Trust your instinct.
Next one.
If a lady lets you eat porridge off her back, don't have a bedroom.
Interviewed an 18-year-old lad yesterday who smugly made a point he was going to the opening night of Oasis at Wembley. He wasn't even a twinkle in his dad's eye during their heyday. I'm not going because of kids like this jumping on the bandwagon, so he's not getting the job.
Ooh. Bit of that. Do you think it's going to be any good, this reunion?
I think it'd be a bag of shite.
It-
I saw some someone were like filming outside these like rehearsal studios where apparently they'd like shown up in their cars or whatever and gone in, and someone had spotted them. They're like filming outside, like so you can hear them practicing. It doesn't sound good. It just sounds like a pub band.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them, and it's purely for people to go, I saw Oasis live.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I
just
went
to see you
to
there.
F1 last year and Hamilton won it, which I don't think anyone expects Hamilton to win a race again. So for me, I'm like, at least I watched F1 at Silverstone and Hamilton winning. That's pretty cool. But that's the same with that, isn't it? They're just going to go watch it and go,
yeah,
I
why
watched them
can't
live.
you just enjoy them when, like, if you were not old enough for him to be in their heyday, you don't get to see him, do you? Like, it is what it is.
Loads of young people just love them though. I think it's the.
It's because it's on everywhere you go, innit? Like, you can't get away from Oasis
I
songs.
think it's like the correlation with like football and stuff because they're all Man City fans and it's all that kind of mixed together.
Is there any Man City fans out there?
It might just be them. Right, next one. My teenage daughter has developed many of the same characteristics and behavioural traits as my wife. I secretly find it hilarious when my wife gets angry at my daughter for behaving exactly the same way she does. It's like watching her rage at herself, completely unaware of it.
That's so funny. That's what it's like in my house. You got like this little mini me that's exactly the same as Danielle. Says exactly the same thing. You know,
She's exactly like you. Totally, it's just
she is a bit,
enough.
actually.
Could be more like a dad.
Yeah, to be fair, it's like it's a double-edged sword. We both get it. She acts like her sometimes. She acts like me sometimes.
But I think it's because you want your kids to be better than you in it. So like when you see them doing things that are exactly like you, you're like, come on, please, just be better.
I don't
than
even
me.
see it sometimes. Like she'll piss me off, like, and I'm like, I'll start raging, and then my mum will be like, "That's you."
You do that now.
Yeah.
Is there anything like you're worried about your kid picking up from you? Like any traits that maybe you're like, oh, I hope they don't get that.
I hope they don't get my ears. But traits wise, no, I can't think of any traits. If you don't like me, mate, he's gonna have one hell of a career in his.
Last one then. I'm afraid for when self-driving cars become the norm. I'm not scared of the technology, but I've relied on I'm driving as my reason for not drinking when going out since I was 18. If my car can drive itself, I'm worried about the social pressure to start drinking alcohol.
I think you grow out of that, to be fair, mate. Whoever that is, you grow out of that. It's a weird one, actually, where it is like...
It will become the norm, won't it, at some point? Won't it? Sorry, guys. Won't it?
But like it is like in England, it's just such like a social thing where like it's you socially chastised for not drinking, which is kind of weird.
I still don't think you'd be able legally to get in a car, whether it's self-driving or not, if you're drunk. Because you're still like
fair one.
manning it.
Yeah. Valid point. What a wise.
Drinking's such a weird one, isn't it? Because I feel like some of your best memories happen when you're having a drink with your mates and stuff. I know good memories can happen not having a drink.
Yeah.
But like a lot of them, when I look back, is from having a drink. I don't know if it's because you feel closer to your mates, because you won't normally go, I fucking love you. But when you're sober, you're all.
I hardly ever drink in the UK. I'll only drink when we're abroad, and that is quite nice because it's quite at the end of when we finish like a long day of shooting, and you'll go to like for a meal, and you'll have a pint first, like or a bottle of beer. It's quite nice in a warm climate.
We got called soft actually, didn't we? One of them.
Fucking a few times in Amsterdam, wasn't it?
Riddlers. We kept having the Riddlers, didn't we?
Radlers.
Radlers, that's it. And they kept calling us soft for soft British lads for drinking the Radlers.
It's basically just pop.
It is pretty tasty though if it's on a nice warm day and it's nice and cold.
Agreed. Is that us then, George?
That's it.
Well, listen, if you made it this far, people, I really appreciate it. I've always wanted to get Josh on the podcast. Adam's back next week where we can wish him a happy 40th birthday. But for now, we will jump over to Patreon. Catch you all on the next one.
Thank you very much.